Some might say there is palpable buzz here in Gurnee as the 8th-ranked Blue Devils look to stay hot, fresh off a 65-44 win over rival Stevenson as they host the Mundelein Mustangs in a North Suburban Conference matchup. Good evening and welcome to Allman Road campus of Warren Township High School here in Gurnee, Illinois. Josh Pose alongside my good friend and broadcast partner Nick Palazzolo. Nick, Indiana, sorry. The Blue Devils are coming off a big win, big 2 wins in North Suburban Conference play against Libertyville and Stevenson. And he's getting announced right now. Jackson Davis, a freshman, one of the top in his class.
Yeah, Jackson Davis is one of those guys where he will start to become a household names in preps basketball in Illinois, especially because we hear it so often being in such a close proximity to Chicago. We hear so much about the great high school basketball that is in the Chicagoland area, and Jackson Davis is bringing that level of buzz and hype to Northern Lake County.
Yeah, shooting 50% from the field this year, averaging 17.5 points per game, 5.5 assists per game, and over 3 rebounds per game. He's been incredible, had 13 points against the Patriots. Decent crowd on hand, not bad for a Tuesday in December. You got finals on the way. The starting lineups for the Mundelein Mustangs, it's Evan Salvador, the junior guard. 13, Derek Bishop, junior guard. Vinny Rogalski, a guard, a senior wearing the number 22. Nate Hoff, the big, who will jump here soon, and Caden Meinhardt, the senior for the Blue Devils. It's Davis, Daniels, Walker, Banks, and Bates. Just about ready to go as Daniels and Hoff will tip it up, and the Blue Devils win possession, going right to left on your radio dial. Just underway, 8-minute quarters. Davis with the ball at the top of the key, gives it over to Banks on the left wing. Finds Daniels, couple dribbles, a little baby hook, it's good, and the Blue Devils are on the board early.
Yeah, nice job by Daniels using all 6 of them, just going one-on-one. I'm bigger than you, so I'm just going to post up down low.
Rogalski guarded by Davis, tries to find Hoff, it's stolen away by Daniels. He'll look to go the other way. He pushes the floor like Warren likes to do. Finds Davis on the left wing, a shot fake, a couple dribbles, a pass to Banks, another shot fake on the right corner. Drives down low, finds Walker, left wing 3, off the rim, no good, and it will go out of bounds. Mustang ball, 2-0, 7:17 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'd like to see Walker make one more pass there, even though he wasn't open. Not a good job by the Blue Devils. I almost said Blue Demons. Down low, just not securing a rebound. Everybody just kind of standing around expecting it to go in.
Mustangs have the balls knocked away out of the hands of Evan Salvador. Had 14 points in their most recent game, a 61-53 loss for Matt Bagley's squad. They'll inbound side out, giving it to Salvador. Nearly goes over the timeline. Gets it to Rogalski on the left wing. Drives in on Davis, finds the corner. Now it's Salvador on the right wing, guarded tightly by Banks. Really good job by Banks. And Rogalski on the pass, steps out of bounds. Great pressure by the Blue Devils on that possession. Not even allowing Mundelein to even get a look at the basket.
Yeah, the last game the Blue Devils played against Libertyville, I watched Scratch Paper's video, their pre- and post-game interviews with Coach Zach Ryan, and he said defense is their offense. Good defense will always transition into good offense in his eyes.
Here's Walker on the top of the key, finds Davis, rises, fires, short off the rim, no good. Rebound to Hoff. He'll look to push, finds Salvador, a lefty. A foul is called as he drives in. Kind of ran into a brick wall. That is Manny Bates. He picks up his team's first in high school basketball in the state of Illinois. Just a reminder, folks, that 5 fouls per quarter, immediately going to a 2-shot bonus. So going away with 7 fouls per half, as Evan Salvador, the lefty, will head to the line, makes the first. Much better off the dribble this year than he was last year. Salvador, the 5'10 junior. Hits both at the line. We're tied 2-2, 6:30 remaining. Davis looking to push it up. Denies a screen from Daniels. Walker to bait. Back to Walker on the left wing, kind of like a matchup zone from the Mustangs as Banks shoots one from the far corner, no good. Rebound to the Mustangs. Meinhardt looking for Bishop, swinging it all the way over to Rogalski on the right wing. Knocked away by Davis, retains possession, drives in, finds Ralph. Hoff getting trapped by Bates and Daniels, and it's stolen away by the Blue Devils. Here comes Banks on his left hand, passes it over to Bates. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Blue Devils, kind of a messed up play from the beginning.
Yeah, I think there Banks down low, he didn't know exactly what he was going to do until he found himself in the air. He's like, oh, I got to do something with the ball. So he just kind of made a pass.
Walker finds Brown for three, and it goes in. And the Blue Devils have their first three-point make of the game. It's 5-2, 5.5 ticks remaining. Bishop driving in on Walker on his left hand. A hand check foul will be called on Walker. Yeah, kind of a broken play on the inbounds, the baseline out of bounds for the Blue Devils. It works out perfectly for Emmanuel Brown, shooting 54.5 from three as the ball goes into the hands of Javarian Banks. He goes up, rises for a finger roll, and is good from there. It's 7-2. He is quick. Here come the Mustangs the other way. It's Salvador on his left hand that he loves so much. Finds Hoff. A left-hand layup is off the glass and good. 7-4. A good pass from Salvador to Hoff. Blue Devils here come the other way. Brown, pump fake from the left corner. He is fouled, kind of bodied onto the baseline, and that is a foul on Vinny Rogalski, his first, team's first. Blue Devils once again had baseline out of bounds. Run on the right side of the basket as the ball goes into Davis. Davis a little step through, finds Banks. Corner three off the back rim, no good. Rebound up for grab. It's in the hands of Rogalski. He finds Salvador for three. It's actually a two, and it is good. And just like that, a little 4-0 run for the Mustangs. Daniels up and through the contact. It's good. And a three-point lead for the Blue Devils. 4.5. Quick-paced right now, Nick, as Meinhardt from the left corner three off the back rim, no good. Rebound to Banks. Banks trying to push with his right hand. Finds Brown. Right corner three. It's good. Manny Brown with his second three of the ball game. And the Blue Devils are doubling up the Mustangs 12-6.
Manny Brown coming into tonight's contest shooting 54.5% from behind the arc.
Definitely much better at goal. Potential to dunk. He goes up with the right hand and slams it home. Timeout. Matt Badgley. That gets the place going. 14-6 Blue Devils. 3:58 remaining. We'll take a quick break. It's a full timeout. 14-6 Blue Devils with 3:58 remaining. You're listening to Warren Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Blue Devils 14, Mustangs 6 here in the first quarter. Josh Pose alongside Nick Palazzolo with you. That was some electricity from Javarian Banks there. He's known to do that. Went off one foot, went up with the right hand, slammed it home.
I think we'll go as the night progresses. I think we'll start to find out what more of this team is outside of Jackson Davis, because Jackson Davis is the headliner. But this team for Coach Zach Ryan is actually a lot better than most people realize. With Jackson Davis, he certainly helps, but we'll find out more.
Mundelein has the ball on the left corner. A three goes up from Salvador. No good. Rebound to to Brown. Braylon Walker wants to push, finds Jackson Davis on the left wing. A shot fake, a couple dribbles, goes up, off the back rim, no good. Rebound, Daniels, no good. And Mundelein clears. It's Rogalski going the other way, finding Bishop. Bishop, a right wing through, and it's Banks with the rebound, finds Daniels on a full court pass. And Daniels on the right block, up and good. 16-6 Blue Devils. Now Mundelein wants to push. I don't know why they're going with the same style of Warren's play as Kishev Chandramuli is fouled on the drive on. That foul will go against Jackson Davis, his first, team's third. Baseline out of bounds for the Mustangs as Bishop will trigger it in. Hoff on the right wing, extended, not a threat to shoot, but he finds Rogalski, a left corner three, it's good. Kind of makes a gesture of 3 points to the Warren student section. 16-9 Mustangs.
The student group, not a section.
Banks to Brown, left corner three, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Walker, it's blocked away by Rogalski. Brown finds Daniels right through the middle of the lane, about a 5-foot bunny, and Daniels puts it in for his 8th point of the ball game. Here come the Mustangs the other way. Rogalski on the right wing. Couple dribbles off the pump fake, gives it to Bishop. Bishop guarded by Davis. A couple subs coming into the game. On the left hand is Bishop. A left hand layup. Leaves it short. Rebound. Jackson Davis, he wants to push the other way. Finds Banks. A pump fake. Loses the ball out of bounds, but it will stay with the Blue Devils. Subs in for both teams. Jakari Nab and Jack Wolf check in for the Blue Devils, as Blue Devils will bring it in. A left corner three from Davis, off the rim, no good. Good rebound by the three-sport athlete Jack Wolf. Johnny Weiss checks in for the Mundelein Mustangs as the Blue Devils will look to reset. It's Davis on his left hand, his strong hand, finds Daniels through the contact. It's good.
This is a game for Alex Daniels to poise for a breakout game for him. Mundelein doesn't have a lot of size, and Daniels towering over at 6'6". He can just kind of use his body and bully himself in the paint.
20-9 Blue Devils. Hoff up with a fadeaway on Daniels. It's good. Zach Ryan imploring Jackson Davis to push the ball. He's on the left corner. Is Banks. A three. It's good. And a timeout will be called. A 30-second timeout by Zach Ryan. This game has it all. Banks has 7 to go along with Daniels' 10, and the Blue Devils are up 23-11. They're averaging about 60 points a game this season. 128 remaining. They're going to definitely go up from there.
Certainly not a slow-paced game as we see sometimes in high school basketball. 23-11 our score, just under 90 seconds, but a lot of pace, lots of passing, not a lot of deploying the whole offense, not a lot of point guards acting like quarterbacks, directing motions, not a lot of screens, just a lot of fast-paced basketball. It's almost like we're running a 2-minute drill in football. Just lots of motion, not a lot of guys standing around, just everybody constantly moving.
It's just interesting to see that Matt Badley is imploring his team to go as fast as Zach Ryan's squad.
You would also wonder, because it's still the first quarter, how long can these teams do that?
Oh, Warren can do it for as long as possible.
But I'm saying for Mundelein,
yeah.
How much until your guys start to get tired and you're going to have to go deeper into that bench?
A steal by the Blue Devils. Davis finds Nab, left-hand layup off the glass and good, 25-11. Here comes Mundelein the other way. Weiss at the top of the key, guarded by Nab. A pass nearly stolen away to Chandramuli. He's on his left hand. Finds Weiss. Gets pushed, and there'll be another foul, the 4th foul in the quarter for the Blue Devils. It's on Jakari Nab, his first, as we have another sub back in the game. Nathan Hoff checks back in, as it'll be sideline out of bounds for Vinny Rogalski. He'll be the trigger man. Find Chandramuli. Over the timeline, guarded by Jack Wolf. Trying to find Evan Salvador, and they call a hold on, I believe it'll be Javarian Banks. It is, with a hold That is the 5th foul, so the Mustangs are in the bonus. Like I said, 5 fouls in the quarter, and it will be 2 shots as Zach Osborne looks to check in. Really has only played garbage time in the early going, so interesting. 8 minutes per game as he checks in, as well as Bishop checking back in, and Caden Meinhardt's first free throw from Salvador is good.
I think the logic of checking in Zach Osborne here is what Zach Ryan has seen with Daniels down low. Mundelein, not a lot of size to them.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound by the aforementioned Osborne as Davis will look to push. Finds Wolf. Top of the key 3. Off the back rim, no good. A great box out by Weiss. And here come the Mustangs the other way. A pass to Hoff inside. Stripped away by Davis. On his right hand, a crossover move in the middle of the paint. A finger roll is good.
Jackson Davis, he's pretty good defensively too. Everybody thinks the offense is the sexiest part of his game, but his defense, he's already got 4 steals tonight, and we've only played 1 quarter.
27-12, Blue Devils, 20 ticks remaining. Meinhardt trying to find Hoff. It's stolen away. Here comes Banks. Finds Davis. Right corner 3. Off the rim, no good. Once again, Jack Wolf squeezing the rebound. Gets tripped up. It's Banks. Left wing 3. It's good. Time will run out as Weiss throws one up. It's off the backboard. And the Blue Devils, my goodness, led by Javarian Banks and Alex Daniels, having 10 points apiece, lead 30-12 at the end. Fast-paced, and the Blue Devils are on pace for 120 points.
Very rarely in high school basketball would you see a fast-paced game from the jump. I think a lot of coaches stress and they always emphasize fast pace, but you never really see that, especially in high school basketball. Coaches always want to instill their offense. They always want to see what the defense is going to give them. But Warren and Mundelein so far today, we're going to go as fast as we can. We're going to make a lot of passes, and we're going to just try to be quick enough to make the defense adjust and get the open guy.
I don't know what it is.
When we take a look at this Blue Devils team, going to DePaul, I get my Blue Demons and Blue Devils confused all the time. When we take a look at this team, defense is what carries this team. Everybody wants to talk about, Jackson Davis and Banks being the offensive scorers. But this team is really, really excellent defensively. That's how you go into New Trier and take down a program like New Trier in their own building because of their defense.
Second quarter underway, left to right. Will Rogalski. Hoff has the ball. Gives it off to Salvador. Likes his left hand, but is dribbling on his right. Finds Hoff in the right corner. Gives it over to Rogalski. Salvador, a long 3. It's good. Mundelein opens the scoring here in the second quarter. 30-15, Blue Devils just underway here in the second quarter. Blue Devils scored 30 points. Banks at the top of the key. A couple dribbles. Right-handed. Whistle goes, and it is a charge. As Banks got out of control, he picks up his second on the player control, and immediately Zach Ryan will bring in a sub for him in the form of Braylon Walker.
Yeah, 5 fouls to foul out in high school basketball. Banks already charged with 2, just a little bit more than 1 quarter to play, so you just don't want to get him into too much trouble early because you're going to need him down the stretch, hopefully.
Bishop goes over the timeline. Dribble handoff to Rogalski. Loses it a little bit, guarded tightly by Jackson Davis. Could be a 5 count here. Rogalski picks up his dribble and stolen away. Davis on a right-hand layup. No good, but there is a foul. Davis got hacked on his right arm when he was trying to shoot. It was actually a push on Derek Bishop, who had 24 points in the last game for the Mustangs. Had a career-high 33 against Grant in the third game of the Grant Mundelein tournament. The first one from Davis is short as he grabs the ball for the second one. Shooting 72% from the charity stripe, so not a strength. Second one is good, 31-15, 6:53 remaining. Rogalski will bring it over the timeline. Guarded by Davis. Davis does a really good job on the scouting report as he makes Rogalski pick up his dribble. He steals and he slams it home. A breakaway slam for Jackson Davis. Reminder, he is only 14 years old, folks.
He's better now at 14 than I will ever be.
Oh, yeah, in
anything.
Salvador trying to find a teammate. Stolen away by Davis once again. Finds Nab. A right-handed layup on the left side. A beautiful pass. A beautiful finish. And the Blue Devils have pushed their lead to 20. It's 35-15. Timeout. Matt Badgley at 6:12. My goodness, this team is fun to watch, and they are proving why they have a chance to be a top 5 team in the state, Nick.
I think when you take a look at this Blue Devils team, especially what we've seen tonight, 20-point lead, we're only in the second quarter, but what we've seen early is they aren't treating it like high school basketball. They really aren't. They're treating it more like we're at the playground, we're gonna put up some smart shots, we're gonna do a couple no-look passes, we're gonna play really good, tough defense, and we're just gonna treat it as a game. We're not gonna treat it as something bigger than itself. They're playing a game right now, and that's what it looks like.
They're just playing like a fun style of basketball right now, Nick. It is really fun to see. You haven't really seen this since the Chuck Ramsey era that ended in 2012. Zach Ryan has this squad, this program, back on the map in the state of Illinois. We are back underway as Keshov Chandramoli crosses over the timeline on his left hand. Stolen away by Davis once again. Passes ahead to Brown. Up with the right hand. Scoops it up and scores off the glass. More fast break points for the Blue Devils as Mustangs look to push once again. Trying to find Hoff is Chandramoli. Stolen away by Daniels. And for the first time today, it seems like Warren will try to slow the pace. Nope, I am wrong. As Brown finds Daniels, right hand on the block, and yet another timeout is called by Matt Badgley. I think 15 Blue Devils. There's still 5:40 remaining to play here in the second quarter of play.
When you take a look at what this Warren program has been bigger picture over the last decade or so, they haven't won 20 games in over 13 years. They haven't won a regional in over 13 years. They went to the regional final last year. They lost to Libertyville, but this is only year 2 under head coach Zach Ryan. This is only year 2, and this is what it's been. You already kind of knew that what Jackson Davis was going to be because he's one of those can't-miss prospects in sports, but also you have to be able to fill a team around him, and that's what I think Coach Ryan's done an excellent job of. He's filled out his bench, and just because a team has a man of the caliber that Jackson Davis is, this team is a lot better outside of Jackson Davis than most people realize.
Talking to Coach Ryan earlier in the season, he said to his team last year, they better enjoy beating up on us this year because next year it's going to be much different for a long period of time, and right now he is correct. As we are back underway as Bishop will take it over the timeline, finds Salvador on the left wing extended. Davis trying to shade him to his right. A swing pass from Bogensky to Weiss goes a little bit high. Weiss about 5'8", so throwing a pass about 9 to 10 feet in the air is not really sufficient for him.
I don't even think if he was 6 feet he could have gotten it.
Mundelein in the zone, a high-low. Daniels right hook, middle lane, no good. Rebound, Brown scoops it up and scores. He's got his 10th point of the ball game. Salvador, a long three near the volleyball line, airballed, and it will go out of bounds. Valiant effort by Adam Bogensky. And Salvador is hearing it from the student group that showed up in gray. Seems like a grout fit night as the Blue Devils go the other way, right to left. Walker finds Davis, right hand. Trying to find Walker again, left corner three, it's good! Another assist to Jackson Davis, and Braylon Walker gets his first point of the ball games as Zach Ryan seems to be putting in his subs already. Bishop up in the middle of the lane, rims out, rebound Brown to Jakari Nab. Crossing over the timeline, Walker took an extra step before he put the ball on the hardwood and turns the ball over. Subs in for the Blue Devils, Drew Stacy, Andrew Watson, and Alexander Acer. Mustangs come the other way. Hoff, mid-post. Up and good. Breaking a scoring run for the Blue Devils of 14-0. Watson, a straightaway three. It's good. Suddenly the Blue Devils are up by 30 points now. A left corner three from Meinhardt, no good, battling for the rebound. Meinhardt got his own rebound, but threw the ball away, and it'll be Blue Devil basketball. Subs coming back into the game. Salvador and Chandramuli. Watson swings the ball to Walker, who gives the ball back to Nab. Swings it back over, kind of a 2-3 matchup zone. Walker has the ball. Between the legs dribble. Finds Watson. Dribbles with his left. Finds Nab. Left wing three. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound Stacy. Walker deep. Finds Jakari Nab. A little jump stop floater, no good. Rebound to Watson. He tries to go up. He gets blocked, but it will be a jump ball, and the possession will stay with the Blue Devils.
It only took us, about 14 minutes to play to get our first jump, alternating possessions in high school basketball.
Walker triggers back in for the Blue Devils on the baseline, finds Nab, swings it over. Stacy in the left corner. Finds Walker. A floater, no good, gets his own rebound. Off the back rim, no good on another floater. It's loose, and Andrew Watson will get the rebound for the Blue Devils. Back to Nab, definitely much slower pace. 47-17, 2:40 and counting remaining here in the first half in favor of the Blue Devils. Watson has the ball, finds Walker, straightaway three. Off the right side of the rim, no good. It's loose, battling for possession. We have yet another jump ball, so after going about 14 minutes or so without having a jump ball, we have two in a possession, and Zach Osborne will check back into the game for Braylon Walker.
I think one of the keys for Coach Zach Ryan tonight was to get the ball inside. Even though this is a good three-point shooting Blue Devil team, Mundelein doesn't have an awful lot of size. They don't have a true center. They're playing more guards and wings than they are true forwards and centers. So if they get the ball inside, as we've seen with a 30-point lead, it's what they got to do.
Salvador driving the left baseline, puts it up and in. A nice 8-foot shot in the short corner, and it's 47-19. 2 minutes remaining. A left wing three from Andrew Watson. It's good.
They're just playing with them right now.
It's unbelievable. 50-19 Blue Devils, 31-point lead. Hoff on the left block, blocked by Osborne on the jump hook. He clears the rebound, gives it to Nab. Zach Ryan wants his team to slow down with 1:40 to play. Not going to hold for one here. No shot clock here in the state of Illinois yet. As the zone O.
Pay officials more and you'll get your shot clock.
90 seconds remaining. Nab picks up his dribble right near the volleyball line. Gives it to Stacy, right back to Nab. Very stagnant are the Blue Devils. Watson, high post Osborne, finds Azer off the glass and in with the right hand. Really good job. It was slowly developing, but you could see it happening. As soon as that ball got to the high post, it was over for the Mustangs. Here they come the other way. Weiss on his right hand, guarded by Stacy. Gives it to Salvador. Gives it over to Chandramuli. Bishop swings it to Salvador. A dribble, a floater, it's long, but he is fouled by Osborne. Osborne tried to block the shot, hit him with the body, and with 49 and 4/10 remaining in the first half, Salvador will go to the line. Osborne picks up his first team second of the quarter. The first one from Salvador is good. 52-20.
This has been even more impressive than I thought it would be. It's like this is my first time getting eyes on what this Blue Devil team looks like so far, but this is a lot more impressive than I thought it would be.
Second one was up and good, no doubt, as we have another sub in Vinny Rogalski. As don't be surprised if Zach Ryan has his team playing for one shot, and that's exactly what they'll do, as right near the midcourt line, Jakari Nab will hold the ball. Not much pressure that far out from the Mustangs, but Weiss will come out. 30 ticks remaining in the first half of play. Stacy on the right wing, a dribble, gives it to Watson. Back to Stacy, trying to go back into Osborne. He steps through with the left hand, and if you can find that shot, it's good. Osborne puts it in. Salvador, a little bit of a push-off, step-back shot. Really good shot from about 15 feet. 5 seconds remaining. Stacy on his left hand finds Osborne, tries to heave one up. It's off the backboard, no good. And that will end an entertaining half of play where the Blue Devils have 3 players in double figures, and they lead the Mundelein Mustangs 54-23 at the break. Nick, give me your first half's thoughts.
More impressive than I thought it would be. I think when you take a look at this team, as I mentioned it so much, I think you look at it, you have Jackson Davis, you have Banks, you have a guy like Jack Wolf, but when you look at this, their transition defense has been very impressive. They're not trying to do anything too fast. They're always just trying to go fast but play slow, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because they're going fast, but they almost look like they've been a team that has been playing together for years.
Some of them have been. I mean, Walker and Davis have been playing since they could hold a basketball. They've been really close family friends, and it shows on the court. And these guys play AAU together. A lot of them play AAU together. Some don't, but they play for Illinois Central Elite and the Gurney Demons, which is a great feeder. The best programs, Nick, have feeder teams. And you see it with Warren football. Now you see it with Warren basketball. You saw it in the old days with Warren baseball. Not so much anymore with travel baseball being more of a, should I say, national thing than just your local.
You wouldn't be incorrect with saying that.
You go around the Midwest, or if you're really good, and this team has been playing together, and it shows. And they're really, after watching a half of play where the starters only played about 10-12 minutes, Nick, this team could be playing in Champaign in March.
And I think, going back to your earlier point of just having a good feeder program, I think that is something Zach Ryan is trying to take, because I feel like in previous regimes and eras of Warren basketball, you had a feeder program, you had high school program, but it never cohesively ever seemed like one thing. They seemed very disconnected at certain aspects of it, and I think under Ryan what he's trying to get to is high school basketball and feeder basketball, they're all under one family, they're all one thing, because that is how a winning program and a winning school can have sustained success, and I think that's what Ryan's trying to do.
Indeed. We'll take a quick break. Halftime here at the Allman Road campus. The Blue Devils lead the Mustangs 54-23. Stay with us. We got another great half of basketball. You're listening to the Warren Blue Devil Radio Network.
All right, yep. Welcome back to the Allman Road campus, 54-23. Blue Devils ahead of the Mundelein Mustangs. Here as we look to start the second half, Josh Pose and Nick Palazzolo, thank you for joining us wherever you may be on this lovely Tuesday evening from Gurnee, Illinois. Zach Ryan and his crew prepping for a holiday tournament at Proviso West High School, not Proviso East, not Proviso North, not Proviso South. Proviso East, the high school that
a directional school.
Glenn Doc Rivers, now ESPN broadcaster, analyst, or better known for, I'd say, the Boston Celtics days, went to high school. Blue Devils went to Pontiac for 30 years, didn't get asked back, got told St. Rita was going to be taking their place. St. Rita's the worst seeded team, so whoever won that, as we look to get back underway, the Blue Devils will have possession going left to right on your radio dial. Starters back in for both teams, and with the ball, the freshman phenom, Jackson Davis. Gives it over to Walker. Walker right back to Davis. Left wing three, off the rim, no good. Rebound up for grabs. Davis tries to save it, and it goes into the hands of Evan Salvador. Salvador's pass is deflected by Manny Brown, and it'll be sidelined out of bounds. 54-23, not no scoring. 7:37 remaining.
This isn't baseball, Josh.
Yeah, we got the charge there. As a 5-second count has been called. I could have sworn that was about 3 seconds, but
Loose interpretation.
yeah.
If I'd just like to put this out there, if anybody thinks they can officiate better, please join your local officials association.
Here come the Blue Devils the other way. Davis on his left hand, dishes it to Daniels. It's taken away. Salvador gives it to Rogalski. On his left hand, trips himself up, stolen away. Here comes Banks. A right hand dunk.
He's pretty good too.
He's cheesing. It's almost too easy for him. Javarion Banks has a dozen points. Ball is stripped out of the hands of Bishop on a drive by Braylon Walker. 7:02 remaining, 56-23.
I think Blue Devil coach Zach Ryan just turned to his bench and said on that last dunk, I've been waiting for those kind of moments for the last 9 years.
Right hand hook is no good from Bishop, and here come the Blue Devils the other way, and it's stolen away by Bishop. He finds Salvador on his dominant hand, goes up, and is fouled by Braylon Walker. He'll pick up his third foul here early. Just a minute and 15 seconds here. His second foul. Got him mixed up with another Blue Devil. 56-23 as Salvador, seemingly the only Mustang who's gone to the line today, puts up the first one off the iron. No good.
The messaging for Mundelein at half, especially when you go down 31, I think the messaging, if you're coach Matt Badgley and the Mustangs, is like, you just have to take it one possession at a time. You can't look at the lead as it's in totality. You have to just take it one possession at a time.
Second one's good. The Blue Devils come the other way. Walker, right wing three, no good. Rebound into the hands of Rogalski, and it's stolen away by Davis. He has nobody ahead of him, but he decides to go with the left-hand layup instead. His teammates and the crowd wanted him to dunk it. He smiles as he puts it up and in. 58-24 Blue Devils.
Every coach would be proud of Davis there by doing fundamental basketball and not the flashy basketball.
Nearly stolen away by Daniels. It's Bishop fouled on the left-handed layup. Let's see who the foul is on. It's on Alex Daniels. It'll be his first.
That's his first.
58-24 Blue Devils, a minute and 50 seconds in to the third quarter. As a new man goes to the line, Derek Bishop, he eyes, he flies. Nothing but net on the first one. 58-25. Bishop a couple dribbles. Second one is up and good. Makes them both at the line as Weiss checks back into the game for Meinhardt. 58-26 Blue Devils. Braylon Walker will take it up over the timeline. A little bit slower in the half-court set. Davis driving in on his left. A little hook shot from the left block, no good. Rebound cleared out by the Mustangs. A nice Euro step move by Derek Bishop. Puts it up and in, 58-28. And the Blue Devils want to go quickly. Braylon Walker goes right to the free throw line, finds Manny Brown on the right block. An easy bank shot layup. And here come the Mustangs the other way. It's Hoff. A nice dribble step through step. Puts it up with his right hand, 60-30. 5.5 remaining. Javarian Banks, a pump fake, passes left corner. A pass from Walker goes to Brown, but it goes off his hand right to Daniels. He puts in a left-hand layup, 62-30. 5 minutes to go. Derek Bishop finds Salvador on the left wing, guarded tightly by Banks, and a timeout is called as Hoff was fed the pass on the left block, but he tripped himself up. So a 30-second timeout. That might have been Matt Badgley's final timeout. He might have.
I think he's
one
got
left.
one more.
So
He was begging timeouts like there were nothing in the first half.
a tick under 5 minutes to play. The Blue Devils 62, the Mustangs 30 here at the Allman Road campus. Nick, this is something that we will see throughout the entirety of the season for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, absolutely, because when you take a look at this team, and I mentioned it earlier in our broadcast, defense is Warren's offense. Their defense, when you have Jackson Davis coming into today's game already averaging a bit more than 3 steals, and he might have a double-double in my unofficial stats with points and steals tonight. That's very impressive because defense is something that this team, especially under Zach Ryan, that's what they want their identity of a program to be, a defensive first team, because any good basketball team scores on their defense.
Baseline out of bounds, triggered by Weiss for the Mustangs. Finds Salvador, and at the top of the key, it's Rogalski. Stripped away by Jackson Davis. With Rogalski on his hip, he finger rolls it up and in. Has his 9th point of the ball game. 64-30 Blue Devils. Here comes Bishop over the timeline, guarded by Walker. Won't see the Blue Devil starters for much longer. On his right hand, a hand check foul will be called on Braylon Walker. It's his 3rd foul, matching the amount of points he has. 3rd foul of the half for the Blue Devils, as Weiss will once again trigger baseline out of bounds for the Mustangs. Set play for Salvador goes awry. Rogalski has it. Back to Weiss. Rogalski, free throw line extended, finds Salvador at the top of the key on his left hand, finds Weiss in the corner. Guarded by Daniels, big size mismatch as Salvador on his left hand gets it stripped away right to Bishop. He gets the hoop, he gets the harm. Count the basket and a foul for Hoff. Another foul on Braylon Walker, his 4th. And subs will come in. Jakari Nab will come in for Javarian Banks. And Andrew Watson will come in for the Mustangs.
Walker kind of in trouble with 4 fouls. Probably wasn't going to play the whole game regardless, but just get him out, get him some extended rest, because one more and then he's done for.
Free throw no good. Blue Devils doubling up the Mustangs 64-32 as Davis dribbles it off his foot. As we're halfway through the 3rd quarter, a Euro step, a left-hand layup off the glass and good. My goodness, that is smooth. 11 points now for Davis. Here come the Mustangs the other way. No good. Rebound. Shamdruli finds Weiss. Corner 3. It's good. He finds his first points of the ball game. 66-35 as Zach Ryan will put in his subs. Brown, right wing 3. It's good. Nothing but net. 69-35. Blue Devils. Brown with his 15th point of the ball game.
Seems like for the Mustangs, anytime they can get anything going offensively, it's the 1 step forward, 2 steps back, because Warren will just answer with a 3 in their face.
Weiss guarded heavily by Brown. Salvador trying to lean into Daniels. No call has some contact, puts it up and in with his left hand off.
That was a very gentle bump down low. Very gentle. Wasn't going to be convincing enough for a foul.
17 points for him, 69-37. Just a tick under 3 minutes as a foul is called on Salvador. 4 of Warren's 5 starters are in double figures. Davis with 11. Daniels with 14. Brown with 15. Missing a starter there. 32-point lead. Subs in for the Blue Devils. Jakari Nab, Drew Stacy, Zach Osborne, and Jack Wolf. Wolf on the left block. A little turn fade shot off the glass and in.
My third grade gym teacher would have been proud of Jack hitting the little white square.
Hit the corner of the white square. 71-37, 2.5 remaining. Hoff blocked away. It's tipped and rebounded by Osborne. Jakari Nab will get some instruction from his head coach, Zach Ryan. They'll go a 5-odd offense. Nab on the left wing will reset play. On the left wing, it's Andrew Watson. Wolf playing outside the volleyball line. It's Stacy. A lot of passing for the Blue Devils. Wolf sees the opening, tries to drive. Rogalski didn't give him much room to operate. And a hand check foul is called on him, his second. Team second, as we have subs in as Eric Fletcher checks in for the first time today, as well as Evan Salvador, who has 17 of the Mustang 37 points. Here comes Jakari Nab over the timeline. Warren very content to go very slow here.
Anytime on that last Warren possession before the foul was called, Ryan was like, 2 more, 1 more, 3 more, just trying to encourage his team to pass more, just kind of wind out the clock in what has been a blowout from the jump.
A passing cut, a good find from Wolf to Drew Stacy, who banks one off the glass and in. 73-37, his first points of the ball game, had 3 in the game against Stevenson as Rogalski, a little short corner jumper. It's good. He has his 5th point of the ball game. 73-39, 80 seconds remaining. Nab slowly walks it up over the timeline. Stacy to Wolf, kind of just a 5-out pass and cut. Your average 34-point game.
I did this in Park District basketball. Played 1 year, went 8-0, retired.
Wolf on his left hand gets it taken away by Rogalski. Here come the Mustangs the other way. Salvador on the left wing finds Fletcher. Trying to go in on Osborne. Osborne rejects him and gets the rebound. 50 seconds remaining. The Blue Devils will play for the last shot here.
I think Fletcher didn't realize how tall Osborne was until he decided to go up on him. All of 6'8".
One of Warren's biggest teams in years. 6'8", 6'6", and 6'4" on the roster. 6'6", Alex Daniels, 6'4", Manny Brown. As Nab dribble handoff to Wolf. A lot of pressure from the Mustangs as we go under 20 seconds remaining. It's Stacy at the top of the key. Left wing, a pass and cut once again. Wolf, this time Stacy unable to connect. It goes off the hands of Evan Salvador and it will remain with the Blue Devils. 9.7 remaining here in the third quarter as Derek Bishop and Adam Bogensky will check back in, and it's Watson on the baseline for the Blue Devils. A box set on the inbounds. Watson finds Wolf, finds Osborne, airballs a little jump hook, rebound Stacy, 7 seconds. The clock must have forgot to stop. Stacy, left wing, left corner 3, it goes over the backboard off the rim. Blue Devils got a few more seconds thanks to the home clock operator. 1.1 remaining.
As a former clock operator of basketball, sometimes the button gets a little sticky.
Baseball pass to Chandramuli. Good if it goes. It does not go, and that will end the third quarter of play. 73-39 in favor of the Blue Devils. The fourth quarter will be 8 minutes exactly unless we have a timeout or we have an injury, as the score is over 30 points. We'll take a quick break. We'll go to the fourth quarter. Blue Devils 73, Mustangs 39. You're listening to the Warren Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Blue Devils 73, Mustangs 39. As we begin the fourth quarter of play, Jaron Glover will see the court for the first time today. Mustangs will have possession to start this quarter. Rogalski finding Weiss on the left corner, a little pump fake, guarded by Glover. Dishes it to Salvador, back out to Weiss. Left corner three, no good. He fouls his own shot. Weiss puts it up once again. Nylon. 73-41. He has his 5th point of the ball game. Stacy on the right wing. Feeds Osborne. Gets blocked. But it's into the hands of Stacy, who finds Alexander Azair. Oh, sorry, that is. For 2, 73.
Are you sorry
41.
for Azari?
I am. And Salvador, left corner three, no good. Rebounded by Watson. Zach Ryan didn't like how open Salvador was there. And he will take a full timeout. We'll take one with him. 7:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. 75-41 in favor of the Warren Blue Devils. You're listening to the Warren Blue Devil Radio Network.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter, 7:05 left to play in this contest where the Blue Devils have run away with it 75-41. And now to the best play-by-play man the Warren Blue Devils have ever had, Josh Pose. Josh.
I didn't realize you were going to continue talking, Nick. Thank you very much. 75-41. Dipping under 7 minutes remaining in this game. Running clock, Osborne at the free throw line. Gives it to Watson on the right hand. Scoops it up, no good. Rebound, Osborne. He puts it up with the right hand. It's good, and the foul. He has his 4th point of the ball game. Looking to complete a 3-point play. The foul is on Derek Bishop. His 2nd, as Osborne eyes flies. Kind of unorthodox free throw goes down. The clock is running. 78-41 Blue Devils, 6:15 remaining. Finds Salvador at the top of the key. On his dominant hand, his left, Weiss. Guarded by Glover. Dishes it to Bishop on the left corner. Drives baseline, up with the right hand, off the glass and in, and the foul. A great drive by Derek Bishop for his 8th bucket of the ball, 8th point of the ball game, as the foul will go on 34. Asari, his first, team's first. Clock continues to run as Caden Meinhardt checks back into the game.
I think Coach Zach Ryan, when he takes a look at the film and just kind of takes a look at this game from a 30,000-foot view, fouling way too much. Already 12 fouls, again, through a little more than 3+ quarters, but you definitely don't want to get those foul numbers as high, especially if you want to contend against good teams, because getting them to the charity stripe is always how you're going to lose.
A nice feed from Drew Stacy finds Zach Osborne. He has his 7th point of the ball game, 80-44. Blue Devils just under 5 minutes as a sub will come in for the Blue Devils, taking off the sweater, you might say, but Weiss hits a left wing three, his 6th point of the ball game, 80-47, 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Blue Devils taking their time, seemingly for the first time all season. Check that, a right wing three off the bank, it's open for Jaron Glover. Everybody who has played for the Blue Devils has a basket as there's a foul called on Asari. He has his 2nd. Aaron Hampton checks into the game, replacing Drew Stacy. Salvador is the trigger man on the below the baseline, out of bounds, inbounds. A left wing three from Weiss, no good, a great rebound. Clearing it is Osborne. He gives it to Watson, crossing the timeline. Back to Glover, looking inside, a great double team on the weak side coming in from Keshav Chandramuli. But it goes off.
Sorry, what was that?
Chandramuli goes off his knee and out of bounds. And checking out seemingly for the final time as Evan Salvador had a great game, 17 points, as Jason Dorn checks into the ball game again. A pass and cut scenario as Osborne finds Hampton, left wing three, missed everything. Osborne with a rebound. Up, no good, air ball rebound. Hampton up once again is Watson, and he gets his 8th point of the ball game, 85-47. Blue Devils, 3 minutes to play. Chandramuli finds Dorn on the left wing, and we have a foul called on a Blue Devil. It goes on Asari. He picks up his 3rd foul in seemingly like 2 minutes. And a crowd favorite, Ethan Crump and Carter Rue were, if you pardon me. The inbounds comes in to Bogensky. Weiss on his right hand dribbles it back out. Bogensky thought he was open in the paint, was not. Chandramuli gets it taken away, but gets it right back and finds Meinhardt. Back to Chandramuli, gets it to Rogensky, might have been hacked. A nice move by Rogensky, gets it blocked, gets his own rebound, still in the paint, no call. Crump with the steal and finds Asari, but it goes off of Asari's hands and out of bounds with under 2 minutes to play. The clock is running. Running clock, 85-47 Blue Devils. These games are great, Nick. We'll talk about this postgame as Weiss's shot is up, no good, but he is fouled by Hampton. It's his first, team's 4th of the quarter. 90 seconds remaining as Weiss will head to the line. These games are great that you're blowing teams out. However, it's tough when you're not having your guys play 32 minutes, and that could be tough as the first free throw from Weiss rims out, and Fletcher will check in as well as Schaller.
Yeah, I think when you take a look at this team, if you were to ask Zach Ryan, you give him the truth serum, you would probably expect him to say this lead should be a lot more than what it is. Nearly 40 points, but you got to think this should be at least a 50-55 point game. And that's not a knock on Mundelein. That's just how well Warren's played. But they've still had a lot of mistakes that I think when Zach Ryan and his coaching staff goes to look at the film, it's going to be stuff they're like, we got to get that cleaned up if they want a chance to go as far as this team will let them in the state tournament.
85-47, 35 seconds remaining. The ball is stolen away. Zach Ryan will call off the Dogs. A 6-point victory, and the Blue Devils will improve to 3-0 on the conference season, 9-1 overall. Mustangs will drop to 3-6 and 1-2 in conference play. All around, a great effort from everybody. Our first look at Jackson Davis was very impressive, to say the least, and the final horn sounds 85-47 Blue Devil victory. 4 of the Blue Devils' 5 starters were in double figures, and this team, who might have state aspirations this year, is set up for great success in the future.
Yeah, I think when you take a look at this game from that 30,000-foot view, as I mentioned, this Warren team, they put up 85 points and it barely looked like they were trying. I think they were able to do a lot inside early, and then they kind of expanded it to do some stuff behind the arc. But when you take a look at where this team goes at the state tournament, once we get there at the end of the season, it'll be interesting to see, especially the draw, but more importantly, how this team plays in different aspects of it.
We're now joined by head coach Zach Ryan after an 85-47 victory over the Mundelein Mustangs. Coach, you like these big victories. How important is it to have your starters play near 30 minutes in a game to prepare yourself for later down the road?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. No, it was good to get, we're not really worried about that going in. We're just trying to play as well as we can. And I thought, despite the score, I thought our starters did what we asked them to do, play a clean game and, and do what we're doing defensively and move the ball well. So, it's obviously nice to get our other guys in that we're coaching up just as hard as our starters and our top guys. So, I thought we played well, shot the ball well, which helps, and came out of here with a good conference win, which is what we talked about, winning every single conference game that we play.
This is year 2 for you, right? Last year, kind of a rebuilding year, trying to put your stamp on the program. What is your long-term vision for this program?
Well, I think we could be as good as any program in the state. I mean, I think we got the right guys and guys that work hard. And what people don't understand is how much work goes into this. And it's a credit to our guys that in the offseason are here at 6 a.m. getting up shots and improving as players and playing in the offseason and doing the weight program and all this stuff. And the nice thing is a lot of these guys that we got back have improved a lot because they put a lot of time in. So that's a credit to them that they've bought into what we're trying to do here. And, so it's really happy to see the guys that have improved from year 1 to year 2. And it's made a big difference for sure.
You're playing programs in a holiday tournament at Proviso East that are as good, if not better, than your program right now. How important is to be scheduling a team like Joliet West to prepare for that tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a really good schedule. I think we've put together a really good schedule this year so far, and we've had a nice couple wins, and lost to a really good Mount Carmel team. So I think we're well tested in that aspect. And Saturday is going to be a tough one, and then the holiday tournament's going to be a tough one. And we have a lot of tough games coming up, and so our guys are pretty battle tested going into the holiday season, and I think we'll be ready. So we just got to keep working, get better, put together consecutive good practices, and go from there.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Good luck next week.
Thanks, guys.
That was Warren on the mic with us after an 85-47 victory over the Mundelein Mustangs. That'll wrap up our coverage. We might be here Saturday, undecided. I don't know if you're available. I might not be available, but it was a pleasure being back with you, Nick, and it's going to be fun watching this Warren basketball team in the future.
It's always a good time when we get to call games. We grew up going to as many Warren basketball games as we possibly could. But it's good to finally see the program in a better spot than when we went to school. That's not a knock on the program when we were here, but it's definitely in a better place. And you kind of seen that confidence in our interview with Coach Zach Ryan. You saw that he has a vision, he has a plan, he wants this to be as a family, but he also values the hard work that his players put in.
Well, that will wrap up our coverage here. Final score 85-47. Blue Devils improved to 3-0 in conference play, 9-1 overall. They will host Joliet West, then without the Fears brothers for the first time in a couple years, with Jeremiah going to prep school, I believe at La Lumiere, if I'm not mistaken. That'll wrap it up. 85-47 once again. You've been listening to the Warren Blue Devil Radio Network. He's been Nick Palazzolo. I've been Josh Pose. Good night.
So long, everybody.